Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Two major political events took place in this country yesterday. Number one, William Samoei Arap Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, unveiled Rigathi Gachagua, the Madeira Member of Parliament, as his running mate for the upcoming general election. That move is significant. Number two, Raila Odinga held a major rally at the historic Kamukunji grounds. Initially, most Kenyans had thought that Raila Odinga was going to use that venue to announce his running mate. But instead, he announced at that meeting that he was going to name his running mate tomorrow, which is now today. And while those two meetings were taking place, while Ruto was unveiling Rigathi and Raila holding that major rally in Kamkunji, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was also holding a meeting with Gideon Moi in Karen. In my view, the meeting between Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi is also significant politically speaking in this country. In this video, I want us to look at the political significance, why Gideon Moi and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka met in Karen on this particular day. Before we do that, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please just take a second, click that subscribe button. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. I want to be a bit brief because Raila Odinga is supposed to unveil his running mate at 11 and we'll be waiting. And of course, we know that the choices were narrowed down to three. Peter Munya, was it Peter Munya or Peter Kenneth, Martha Karua, and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, let us get back now to serious business. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka met with Gideon Moi yesterday. And today, his communications director, a guy who's a good friend of mine, Kavisu, issued a statement. I'm just trying to get Dennis Kavisu issued a statement, and he issued a statement to the media, and this is what he posted. Wiper Democratic Movement leader, His Excellency Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, will today, 16th May 2022, make a major announcement at 11 a.m. at the Stephen Kalonzo SKM Command Center in Karen. Please provide media crew coverage. So basically, Kavisu was inviting the media to attend that event, which means Kalonzo Musyoka will not be present at KICC. But what was the objective of their yesterday's meeting? Already, I'm getting credible information that Gideon Moi will likely be at KICC. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will be making an announcement parallel to what will be happening at KICC. But what do you think these guys discussed yesterday? In my view, they might have discussed several things, but the first thing these guys discussed, I think Gideon Moi delivered a message from Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga to Kalonzo Musyoka. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because if he didn't deliver a message, then probably he would not be attending. Gideon Moi would not be attending the KICC event. He would be with Kalonzo Musyoka. So I want to believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta is still keen on having Kalonzo Musyoka on the side of Raila Odinga. And I also believe that Raila Odinga is still keen on having Kalonzo Musyoka on his side. And therefore, the right person to use was none other than Gideon Moi. So Gideon Moi delivered the message to Kalonzo Musyoka. So and I want to believe that probably Kalonzo Musyoka refused to heed to those messages and decided, for me, I'm going to go this particular direction. So that could have been the first objective of this meeting. Because Gideon Moi is not just an ordinary politician. Gideon Moi was a key player in One Kenya Alliance. In fact, if you look at One Kenya, almost all other former principals have left, save for Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka. Martha Karua is already with Raila Odinga. Weta, Papa Waroma, and Mudavadi went with Ruto. I don't know where Cyrus Jirongo disappeared to. So I tend to think that being a key player in One Kenya Alliance, Uhuru used him to reach out to Kalonzo Musyoka. So let us wait and see, because it's also being alleged that Kalonzo Musyoka will be unveiling Andrew Sunkuli as his running mate. So that's number one. Number two, I also believe that these two gentlemen, when they met, they discussed the issue of Raila Odinga's running mate. You know, Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka have political interest in the future beyond 2022. Gideon Moi is not going to defend his seat as a senator. He's also not going to run for the presidency. But he has an interest in this election. And because he has an interest in this election, he must be interested on who Raila Odinga is going to choose as the running mate. And based on what we can see, Raila Odinga is likely to go for someone from the larger Mount Kenya region. Because if there were 3 names, Kalonzo is already out. It means there are 2 names. And all those 2 names are coming from the larger Mount Kenya region. And because Raila Odinga is likely to unveil someone from the larger Mount Kenya region, Gideon Moi, in my view, and Kalonzo Musyoka will not want someone from the larger Mount Kenya region. Why? Politics is about interest. Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka would not want Martha Karua to succeed Raila Odinga. Assuming Raila Odinga will go for 1 term and Martha Karua is the deputy president, it will be easy for the larger Mount Kenya region to rally around Martha Karua in 2027. On the other side, William Ruto has already elevated Rigathi Gachagua. Although they've made it very clear that William Ruto is not promising Rigathi Gachagua the presidency in 2032, but they've made it very clear that for them, they'll retire together. So which means Rigathi Gachagua will not have an interest beyond 2032. So these guys are monitoring the development in Azimio, and specifically the Kikuyu factor. Because if Gideon Moi has an interest, it means his calculations is also pegged on the support of the Kikuyu nation. So if you are going to have another Kikuyu potential presidential candidate from the Kikuyu nation in 2032 or 2027, assuming Raila Odinga will go for Mandela moment, which means in 2027 we are going to have these guys running again, then they would not want someone from the larger Mount Kenya region. And that's something they discussed. How they concluded is something which we still don't know. Number 3, I'm sure these guys also discussed Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential bid. The truth of the matter is that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a key player in this election. William Ruto is praying that he leaves Azimio. Raila Odinga is praying that he stays in Azimio. And there are those who are praying that Kalonzo Musyoka should go alone. So whichever direction he takes, Kalonzo Musyoka is a key player in this election. And therefore, he has options. And the options is trying to pursue is to run for the presidency. So probably Gideon Moi and Kalonzo discussed his bid. And Gideon Moi explained to him that, okay, if you decide to run, what will be the benefit? Okay, my benefit is that I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 members of parliament. Then after a rerun, because my running will cause a rerun, after occasioning a rerun, then probably, after causing a rerun, probably the truth is we can negotiate with Azimio or with Kenya Kwanza after the elections. So I think I'm even tempted to think that the running mate of Kalonzo Musyoka has been proposed by Gideon Moi. Though I know Gideon Moi will be at KICC, but maybe, because they're friends, maybe, just maybe. Because the other thing I know is that Uhuru Kenyatta assigned Gideon Moi one role to ensure that Kalonzo Musyoka doesn't leave. Even if he's leaving, he doesn't go William Ruto's side. That's, I know, something he was assigned. So even if Kalonzo told him that I'm going to run, then that bid will be pegged on the objectives of President Uhuru Kenyatta, what Uhuru Kenyatta would want to be achieved if Kalonzo Musyoka were to run. So I think they also discussed the Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential bid. Number 4, in my view, what they discussed is the future of One Kenya Alliance in Azimio. You know, Azimio was initially between 2 parties. Between ODM and Jubilee. So there are several other parties which joined Azimio. But most of these parties joined Azimio either through ODM or through Jubilee. For example, the Ukambani parties of those three governors, most of them joined through ODM, but there are those who joined through Jubilee. When Kalonzo Musyoka came on board with Oka, they decided that for them, they're going to form a third force. So what they are calling a third-legged stool. So you have a stool with the two legs, ODM and Jubilee, and then you bring One Kenya Alliance. So the question is, what is their future? If they're not going to get a running mate, already Kalonzo Musyoka negotiated for the Nairobi deputy governor. So what next? So I tend to think that they're discussing the future, whether legally the Kalonzo can run as a presidential candidate while still in Azimio, whether they cannot run. You know, the fate of those people who showed interest or who expressed their interest in running on Wiper, especially in Azimio-leaning counties. I know for sure that there must be an individual or two from Nyanza who chose Wiper, because Wiper was going to be part of Azimio. Just like I keep on telling you the story of this my friend who is running in my village. The guy went and took, he didn't participate in ODM nomination. He was a very strong guy, but he knew that ODM was going to favor some gentleman there. So he decided towards the nomination that he's going to wait for the guy. So he didn't spend his money campaigning. He went and picked Mendeleo Chap Chap. Then he had the ticket. So after the nomination, the guy printed materials, distributed, started campaigning. Then boom, Alfred Mutua moved Chap 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 Party to Kenya Kwanza. So this guy has been finding it very difficult to explain to people that for him, he supports Raila and is in Azimio, you know, but Mendeleo Chap Chap is with RUto. So I think they are also discussing the fate of such kind of people. And lastly, I think they also discussed the options available to them post 2022. Let us wait for Raila Odinga to make his announcement. Let us also wait for Kalonzo Musyoka to make his announcement, because there are many things going on in this country today. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.